It is Monday. We just finished up with Bruno's pediatrician appointment. We ended up having to come over to get some lab works done for him because his eyes are looking a bit yellow. The thing as to why I haven't really been too concerned about it is because when we were in the hospital with him, they did his jaundice test and everything was good. We were able to get discharged, things like that. He actually didn't give us a problem. The one that gave us a problem for jaundice was Esme. Even her numbers, we were still able to get discharged. It wasn't anything too concerning. His eyes are very yellow, and he did just start recently opening up his eyes a lot more. But we've noticed that his eyes are very, very yellow, and I just kind of thought it was something that was normal for newborns, but I know that Josh was very concerned about it, so we ended up bringing it up to our pediatrician, and she just recommended that we get his vitals taken again, his blood work taken again, just to make sure that we can kind of be able to sleep and just kind of not worry about it anymore. He is knocked out. He's so knocked out. Now we're just trying to figure out what the rest of our day is going to be looking like. Josh does go back to work today, so he's trying to figure that out for himself.
Gotta get food because we hungry.
Oh my gosh, Josh wants to record that TikTok trend where you rock, paper, scissors over food. That's the whole purpose of the challenge. You're supposed to be stuffing your face. And I feel not everybody has been genuinely stuffing their face. So now we're gonna be doing that with some Shake Shack. And if you guys want to see that video, go on my TikTok. We got Ezzy girl in the back. Esme has been doing so good today. I thought that she was gonna be crying because we woke her up. She kind of was waking up, but we really woke her up and we yanked her out of bed. Just like I called it, man's lost.
I ate more.
Big time. Man's lost big time. Just like I said he would. But that's not the purpose. Come on.
I ate more.
No, you did not.
I ate more.
Well, no, yeah, but you lost. They go off rock, paper, scissors. They don't go off of who eats more.
Who wins? It's whoever eats more.
No, it's whoever eats more from winning rock, paper, scissors. You know what? You guys comment down below. Let us know who won, if it was Josh or me. I technically won on the rock, paper, scissors, but if you guys go off of who eats more, then obviously,
I take the dub.
Anyways, we did get a call from Josh's job. He will be working tonight, so we're just gonna go home, get ready for all that stuff. Normally, I have to prep up all of his stuff, which, as you guys seen in the video before, how I prep up for Josh going to work and all that stuff. So yeah, make sure you guys watch that video if you haven't already. But we will be heading downstairs, getting ready, taking a nap, all that fun stuff, and yeah. Alright, please ignore my hair. We ended up coming back home and got the kids down, and we went down ourselves for a nap. I did just wake up a little while ago. I have Bruno's bottle in the bottle warmer. I have Ezzy Babezzy. I have Ezzy up, and now I have to put away some laundry that I had to finish up from yesterday, but I didn't get to it, but I will be finishing that today. And then I'm going to start prepping up Josh for his stuff. We used to pack him these big lunch meals, rice and chicken. If he would eat that, it would actually make him very drowsy because he was getting full. So we kind of put a pause on the meals, and now we just pack him a bunch of fruit, a bunch of things like that. I've also been receiving a lot of questions about what I do for work, just because I feel some people don't really know, and I haven't really talked about what I do for work on my channel. I have talked about it a couple times on TikTok, but not really on my channel. So what I do for work is actually not social media. I feel a lot of people do think that because I do social media on a lot of these platforms, I'm getting paid to do it, but I'm not. That is far from the truth, because I actually work full-time at a hotel. Probably not going to say the hotel's name, just because it's mainly just hospitality work that I do. So yeah, I do work in hospitality. I've done that for a little bit over 2 years now, and I personally love it. I actually think I'm coming up on 3 years very soon. I started off at a resort, and I wasn't working with guests right away. I was actually working as a lifeguard. I actually worked at Camelback Resort for a short period of time. So I started off with that, and then I merged my way into like hotels, like front desk work, kind of like receptionist work, I guess you can say. And yeah, I've loved it ever since. I love people, I love making people laugh, I love making people smile, so that kind of just fit me. But we're starting to see that with Josh driving and things like that, if I have to stay up with the kids, kind of like right now, it's going to be a bit more challenging. If I go back to work, he's going to have to wake up with the kids and then get on the road for a 12-hour shift, which is very dangerous, not safe, not recommended. His results came back pretty quick and everything looked normal. His pediatrician called me and was like, no, you're all good, nothing to be concerned about. Alright, we did have to take a little break just because we had to see what was going on with our fridge. Our fridge got pretty like lukewarm, I want to say. Things were getting cold, but it wasn't getting like super cold how it normally gets, so we ended up calling maintenance, and the guy had explained to us that in our freezer we've been pushing our groceries like too far back, so the fridge is like pretty much like suffocating itself, can't get proper airflow because it was covering up those vents. So we ended up just rotating some things around, and it should be good within the next couple hours. I am gonna check, I want to say at 10 o'clock, and probably when I do my 3 a.m. pump, I'll check the fridge one more time. And then yes, Josh will be on the road all night tonight, so at least I can update him, make sure that he's all good, not falling asleep, not getting sleepy. But other than that, kids are just chilling. Bruno's eating, and Esme is standing on the couch. As you can see now, I have 2 rows of Bruno's diapers, Esme's nighttime diapers, Esme's daytime diapers. Hi guys. Thursdays, this whole week I was supposed to be recording and I didn't end up recording. I kind of want to talk about why, because I really just needed to kind of like put the phone down and just kind of see what's going on with everything personally. So I had my second one, and I started off with breastfeeding. Let's start there. My daughter, who was my firstborn, she was also breastfed. And around 3 months, my supply had dramatically dropped. And it was to the point where I couldn't keep up with feedings. But for my daughter, at least, I had like bags stashed. Like I felt confident, like if she couldn't feed off me now, then we have a bag. Like we have a bag. Nice. So with Bruno, I ended up trying not to do like intense pumping, right? I try to let him feed off me as much as he can, right? So I have my daughter who's an active toddler, and when Josh went back to work, I couldn't keep up with trying to chase after Esme and also breastfeeding Bruno. When Josh was here, it was so easy to, you know, have him on me all the time. It was so easy to have him just kind of feed off me and have Josh like with Esme, because I had a C-section, so I also couldn't really pick up Esme. Like he was more hands-on with Esme than what I could be anyways. Last Wednesday, for the first time, was when I realized that my supply really dropped. So then I started to go back on like intensive pumping. I'm talking like I used to pump like every 3 to 4 hours. Then I went to 2 to 3 hours. And I was just trying to up my supplies. I was trying to make sure like I'm getting everything properly in my diet. Trying to make sure that I'm at least getting 2 power pumps in a day. I'm really putting like a lot of pressure on myself to try and get this like to work. And I was just kind of like, all right, we gotta kick it into gear, right? And I really try to get my supply up, like hydrating, all that stuff, making sure I'm getting good things in my diet, getting proper sleep, like trying not to stress out as best as I can about all this. Well, long story short, yesterday we were in the car and we were just talking, yesterday Josh and I were in the car and we were talking, and I just like, I feel like every time that I keep thinking and having this debate in my head, I'm just like, I see which path like I want to go, which is formula fit. I was kind of bummed out when my supply dropped. I felt like it's just so hard not to get in your head right off the bat. When your supply drops, it's so hard not to be like, okay, well, what do I do now? And I was stressed out because, like I said, I didn't have all these bags of milk like what I had with Esme. Like, I did not have anything. Like, I was just going off of me. And it was just the scariest thing. Long story short with this is I had decided to make the decision on just strictly formula feeding Bruno. I don't think that I will be continuing my breastfeeding journey just because I feel like it's just has been a lot. I feel like I'm more stressed out trying to breastfeed, trying to make sure that I'm getting all the pumps in, trying to make sure that I'm pumping throughout the day on time, trying to make sure that like all this stuff, and I'm just like, you know what, it's just too much. It really is. I was able to get out one last good pump today, and I think that I'm going to actually save that milk just in case, like if he breaks out on his skin or anything like that. Like, breast milk is actually really good for like their baths and things like that, like they're in their baths. And it's also really good for like cradle cap, things like that. You can use your breast milk in like other ways, but I think for the remaining time, any drip down that I have, I'm probably just going to store it in the freezer, at least like I said, in case he has like a little eczema breakout or anything, and just kind of hold off on it for now. But yeah, I realized I never really got a closer for this, but I did want to talk about it just because I feel like it's more of a topic that's on the negative side of things. I didn't really want to end the video off on a negative side, but yeah, that week I was actually really upset just because I felt like I was kind of just like in my head a lot and just letting myself down, but that's very far from the truth. It's really not like that, I promise. It is a topic that I feel like does need to be talked about. When your supply drops, it's so hard not to get in your head and just try and play it off like, oh, it's okay, but in reality you're like, ugh, like my body is failing me. We have this like stigma where it's like, oh, if you're not breastfeeding then you're like a lazy mom, and I hate it so much because even though it's so far from the truth, I hate that we even put that out there in the world, and I don't think that it allows us to now really like talk about like if you're breastfeeding or formula like feeding in a positive way. Somewhere in this world there's someone out there who's going through the same thing as you, and sometimes it happens like with me with Esme, it happened in 3 months compared to now it happened with Bruno like within the first month. But I wanted to talk about it because I do feel like it is kind of like a negative thing, and I just feel like it's so horrible that we put that out there in the world that, like I said, if you're a formula feeding mom, you're just lazy, but you know, like if you're breastfeeding, it's like the best way to go. I hate that we even have the debate on it. I ended up staying formula fed. He's still formula feeding to this day. It's actually now like, I want to say 2 weeks after that video, and he's still formula feeding. He's doing great with it. Spit up is very normal for babies, especially newborns. He was spitting up actually a lot more when I was breastfeeding him compared to now, but personally, like I said, it just makes everything a lot better with me with running around with a toddler, and also trying to make sure that he is getting in his big cluster feeds now, because he is cluster feeding so much now. But yeah, that being said, he is a healthy boy and he's fed, and that's all that matters to me. I hope you guys did like this video. I know there wasn't really much going on, but if you guys like this video, make sure that you guys give it a big thumbs up. Also, make sure that you guys are subscribing to stay along, to follow along for my journey, and I will see you guys in the next video.